What's good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana, and welcome to another special edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals. This edition, we are talking more early training camp thoughts, as well as we had football. Football happened yesterday, Thursday. It was the beginning of the NFL season. It is the famous Hall of Fame game,
Football's
and
back.
this time around, okay. Let me finish the intro before you start yelling in my ear, man. Chill. All right. Football is back. It's back,
Well, I
baby.
was excited.
It's
I was
back.
excited.
Yeah, I know you're excited, man, but I can't match the excitement because I'm not at my house, so I can't yell right now. So give me a minute. All right.
You can yell.
No, I can't. I don't want my cousin got neighbors. And they don't know me, so I ain't trying to get the cops called on me. But that doesn't matter. Jets, Cowboys, it happened. We're gonna talk about more news. Jalen Hyatt and Trey Hawkins are showing out in training camp. There's two, as well as Darren Waller and Evan Neal are dealing with some injuries, as well as Malik Hooker to sign a deal. Dak Prescott and Trayvon Diggs talking a little smack. Did Trayvon Diggs cross the line, or is this a new way of insulting people nowadays that it's not as big as it used to be? But we'll talk about that more. But right before now, let's talk about the actual football, the game on the game. I unfortunately could not watch it because I was on a plane. I was on a plane as the game was happening. But Caleb, you watched the first half. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think the biggest takeaway is that Zach
What's up,
Wilson
Ryan?
turn over the ball. That's pretty surprising. Yeah, zero
Of course it
turnovers
is.
in that game. So that was good. That was good for Zach Wilson. Kellen Mond's not very good. I did catch a little bit of the second half. DTR's pretty. He looked pretty decent. I mean, we got me going against other backups, but the whole game was backup, so he good to come on Mond's spot because he looked way better than what Mond did out there.
So there was no really the Hall of Fame game. It used to be the fifth preseason game back in the day when there was four preseason games, and like literally your backups don't even play that and your starters don't even play that. It's really like your fourth and third and fourth and fifth stringers played. So you really can't take much out of the Hall of Fame game, really. But the biggest key that I keep saying when people were
No,
watching it, when I was checking on,
go
was
ahead.
DTR. What about you, Caleb?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, definitely. It was he led a big drive when he first got out there. Led another drive and threw a touchdown. So yeah, he was looking really good. As far as what I could see, my guy, Marcus Ware opened up singing the national anthem. I don't know where that came from. That was really weird. No, not really.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, like, don't go Homer on me. I guess it was bad.
No, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't like, oh my god, this is a tragedy. It was just, it wasn't great.
That is, hey, man.
But,
athletes singing national anthems. Him, Carl Lewis. But yeah. But really, we really can't really take much from the Hall of Fame game. Really, we can't really talk about much because, like, one, we're not. I'm not well versed in the Browns and the Jets like I'm supposed to be, as well as I'm not gonna be well versed in them because they're not my teams and I don't care. As well as, like, here's the thing that like weirds me out, man. Like, the reason people watch every team all the time is that fantasy football exists. But I'm gonna be real with you. If fantasy football didn't exist, you wouldn't be watching any other team. Like, you wouldn't. Like, you're not watching the Jets versus Vikings at 10 o'clock on Sunday. Like, it's not happening because you don't care about those teams. And I'm gonna be real with you, like, these were their third, fourth stringers. DTR was in the game. I was always a big fan of Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He actually played wide receiver in high school, and then he became the starting quarterback for Vegas's Bishop Gorman High School, who was a very prominent power in the high school landscape.
Our rivals.
Yeah.
My rival.
So yeah, your rival, not my rival. I did. Yeah. So he had to back up. He had to, like, kind of like Tate Martell came, and Tate Martell was like 39-0, and then Dorian Thompson-Robinson, his backup played receiver, but it was also his backup. He then started playing quarterback. He went to UCLA. I've always known the kid. He has a lot of tools. He has a lot of athletic tools. He's a 5-year starter at UCLA. He started 5 of his years because of the COVID year. So he got 5 years. And I've always been a big fan. We'll see if he, gets coached up. He beats out Kellen Kellen Mond for the that second string position. I always knew Kellen Mond was an athletic freak. He was a freak, like he was very
I
athletic.
don't think he was second string. I think they're battling for third string. I think the second string is Dobbs. I think
Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs.
Hmm,
I think so.
interesting.
I think they picked him up. I think he's second string.
Well, okay, well, you know what? It could
But he
be a
could be
battle
second
between
string
all
too.
three. It could be a battle of all three. All
Yeah, it
three
could
could be
be, but
battling for
I
second
don't
string.
think Dobbs played. That's why I just assumed he was like the second one.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's with
Interesting.
the Browns.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see about the battle. That battle is something Browns fans should really talk about. That
Yeah,
backup quarterback. But yeah, we didn't see Zadarius Smith. Quick, Nick Chubb wasn't playing. Deshaun Watson wasn't playing. Um, Dewan Jones was playing though. Dewan Jones, the right tackle, he's a massive human being. That man is a massive human, and he's very quick on his feet. So I quite enjoyed him. But yeah, overall, Caleb, I didn't really get much from the game. Aaron Rodgers wasn't there, so who really cares about the
yeah.
Hall of Fame game, really?
It's just you don't have to take much from the game. You just gotta take that
Yeah,
as the start of football, and that's it. That's all you got.
yeah.
That's all you gotta take away.
Well, Caleb, but something amazing happened actually last week. Like we said last week, Friday, you were streaming from a hotel room because you were in Oxnard, California. You went to watch
Yep.
Cowboys training camp live. Tell us more about the experience. How was watching the Cowboys training camp live in Oxnard?
I mean, it's awesome, man. I loved it. Just going there. I mean, so many people. There were so many fans. The stands were full. So many people out there going to just watch practice, and that's freaking awesome. All the Cowboys fans and all those fans in California. Even there was a lot of fans that were because I went to a fan event the day before. And yeah, they were saying there was a bunch of people from Dallas that made the trip all the way out to California just to watch training camp. So that's how loyal our fan base is. And then that's how far we'll go to watch our team and support them. That's probably the most special part about going there and just being with all the fans and watching the Cowboys. But just getting that up close look, yeah, it's really cool to see. They're just right there in front of you, even closer than because you're closer to them even than the game. Going to a game because the stands are a lot closer to the field, so it's like they're right there in front of you. Especially when you're going up there trying to get an autograph, they're coming up to you and get to say what's up and all that. But yeah, that was all cool. That was definitely a good experience. I tried to, but there were just so many people. It's just a mob of people right up against that gate. Try to get some inside, I just couldn't weave my way through there. So I was like, no, I just gotta pass, and we'll try some other time. But otherwise, just the experience was really awesome.
Anything that caught your eye? Anything that you're like, oh, that looks really dope. What is that?
Yeah, as far as the play on the field, definitely. What I was seeing, mostly the offensive side. I couldn't really tell a lot with the defense because obviously we weren't pads yet.
Mm-hmm.
So not a lot of defensive line or offensive line stuff. Most of like what was the skill position offensive, what I was really focusing on. I saw Tony Pollard working on the chords, so he's like kind of little rehabbing still after his injury. Gallup was over there too, working on chords. I guess I didn't realize he was still working through some things as well. And then so you had the other running backs kind of in a rotation because Pollard was kind of off to the side doing some stuff. And then they had Deuce Vaughn. They had Deuce Vaughn taking some, with the starters, taking some reps there. So that was surprising to see that he was got out there and seeing him up close. Man, that dude is a child. Like he looks like a child out there. Like he is so goddamn small. Like it's like whose kid just ran on the field because he didn't look like the rest of them.
Chris Vaughn's kid. That's who. Chris Vaughn's kid.
Yeah. And so, but he looked good. Like he looked quick. He looked smooth. He looked fast. then they had Malik also in the rotation, Malik Davis, and then I finally saw Turpin getting in there, some reps at receiver, and he had a great play. Like they did him on like a double reverse, and he was making all types of moves, just juking, shifting, all types of crazy stuff. Getting past the defensive guys, so he looked really good, and I hope they use him more like that. I want to see him more involved in the offense, and I think McCarthy and Schottenheimer are going to get him involved more than he was last year. And it's really I'm excited to see that because I think he can make, when he has his ball in his hands, I think he can make plays. And then as far as Dak was extremely sharp. He had a great connection with Cooks and CeeDee Lamb. He connected on 2 touchdowns to both of them. I think I think him and Cooks already have cohesion there because he just looked on it like he was extremely sharp for what I was seeing all practice long.
All right, well, Caleb, something did happen at training camp. I don't think you were there for it because it probably happened a little bit later. But
no, that happened just during the week.
Yeah, it happens during the week. There was a little incident between Trayvon Diggs and Dak Prescott. What do you make of it? I can't repeat the words that were said because a lot of expletives were said. But what do you say that a lot of people been saying no one ever talks to the quarterback like that. If someone ever talks to the quarterback,
no, one person said that. One person that said that the jackass that never stops talking about Dak. I don't know what the hell he's got against him. He's such a goddamn jackass. He's just the worst person. He's the worst person on television. Like, he's terrible. He's terrible at his job. He sucks. He just straight up lies. And I never seen a quarterback get trash talk when players immediately come out and say, yes, those quarterbacks you were talking about, they did get trash talked just like that.
Yeah,
so
all the time.
Lying. You're literally just lying.
Okay. So the guy Caleb just blew up on, the guy that Caleb just blew on is someone we're not big fans of, period. It is Deshaun McCoy, former Philadelphia Eagles running back. Yes, he's straight up lied. That happens to quarterbacks all the time. Quarterbacks are always being, because that's the only thing people could do to quarterbacks in practice. You can't touch them. You can't touch them, right? So what you do, you insult them. You call them names because you're not allowed to touch them. But I do get what Joy Taylor said, where she says, that phrase that was said, that phrase was fighting phrases, but it's so like in what she was like, if someone said that to me, I would fight. Someone said that to like the people in my district, but then like, the people who are defending that phrase, I believe there's a generational gap, Caleb, where people in Surgeon was like, nah, but you say that to me.
Person.
Not if you know the person.
Not if you know. I mean, I can see like if you're like some like stranger coming up to something and calling each other that. I get that. Not if you know them. Not if it's your teammate. That's your guy. I mean, it's not like they don't have like some relationship with each other. If you call them that, they talk to each other when they're competing in practice. Like I would talk to you. You say shit like that to me.
Yeah, I've never said that to you.
That's just lying.
I've told you to shut up. Well, I've told you to shut up multiple times.
You said way worse. You said way worse things.
I've said go bleep yourself. Yes, I have, but I've never said that.
Oh my! Oh yeah, because that's not 5 words. Okay.
You know what? I agree with you. Like the personal relationship, it works. Your friends can get away with stuff. Away with stuff. Like it happens. Like you like you probably regret it, then you move on. But your friends can get away with stuff, man. But one thing I don't like when people get away with from stuff, Caleb. The one thing I will not tolerate. If you don't this video and subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell,
that's definitely fine. That's something.
That's something to fight about, guys. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you can get all the time knowing that when we go live. So make sure to always do that. But if that doesn't happen, I'll send Caleb after you. You know what I mean? A little fighting words. You know what I mean? But what another thing that happened, Caleb, is you guys re-signed Malik Hooker to a 3-year, I believe, $26.7 million contract
24,
extension.
24
million. Do you like the
Yeah.
deal? Do you like the player? Do you think this was the right decision?
Yeah, I mean, 3 years, 24 million. I mean, that's not breaking the bank at all. And this is a really good player. And I think it definitely helps out the Cowboys a lot as far as cap wise, money wise, because it extends them. Every time you extend someone, restructuring everything, definitely smooth out the cap space a little bit. And I think it's a good deal. I mean, it's not like I said, it's not that much money. And you're getting a really good player. I mean, he had 3 interceptions last year. I think since the time he's been here, he came from after coming off an injury and going into 2021 season, was getting over that, and then in 2022 season, he just hit running because he was really good last year. Like I said, 3 interceptions. Um, he protects that backside. He's the one guy that's going deep because the other two guys with Jalen Curse and Donovan Wilson kind of play more towards the line of scrimmage. So he's the one guy that's back there keeping everything in front of him, and he does the job well. I've never had a problem saying, "Oh, he had busted this coverage and that." I don't really say that. I don't really see that a lot with Malik Hooker on his side of things. He's always around the ball. He's always making plays. He's like, "Oh wow, Hooker there again." So I do really like this deal. I think it's a good deal for the Cowboys.
Any other news and developments off of the Cowboys camp, Kev, that you want people to keep your eyes out on?
Yeah, I mean, we just saw this deal come in. We saw Trayvon Diggs' deal. Still no deal on Zach Martin. Wasn't there at cap. And it's getting a little worrisome. Because when I was there at the right side, it's not looking too good. On that right side with Zach, it's a little frightening there. Um, because I mean, Michael Parsons is just killing everybody. I mean, yeah, that's why it's hard to tell how good the offensive line is doing because Michael Parsons, and even it's hard to tell how good if these plays are actually going to get off in time because I don't because you know how they just let the play go. They're not going to have him actually sack Dak, and they just let the play go and get it completed. So you don't even know if the play is actually getting off because he is getting there so quick. Like he is just, he's just embarrassing Tyron. Both tackles, like he's getting through quick. He looks like a monster out there. So it looks really good for our defense. But as far as offensive line, I'm not too sure how good they're looking because Mike Parsons just tearing it up out there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. And on that note, guys, now let's switch over to the other boys in blue, the New York Giants. A lot of good things are coming out of camp, especially out of our two of our rookies from our rookie class. Um, we have a six-round cornerback, six-round rookie. We drafted cornerback out of Old Dominion, Trey Hawkins the third, or I believe is the second. I got to make sure which ones is which. Let me just double check because I don't want to misuse the brother's name. Trey Hawkins. It is Trey. Okay, he's being called Trey Hawkins. Trey Hawkins the third. Yes, so Trey Hawkins the third. He's been playing very well. It's been a lot of talk about Adoree Jackson in the slot, trying to see how he operates. But with me, it's like being Adoree Jackson, being our best corner. He'll just and we play a lot of man. He should follow wherever the best player, wherever the best receiver is. The best receiver lines up in the slot. You got to line him up in the slot. If he's on the outside, you line him up on the outside. The one thing about people don't talk about that Minnesota Vikings game that in the playoffs is Justin Jefferson did not have a great game. He did not have a great game at all. They double teamed him, but the main corner on him was Adoree Jackson, and Adoree Jackson had a very wonderful game against him in that playoff game. He's a good corner because you're going against Jets. Justin Jefferson. We talk about how great Justin Jefferson is. You're going against the best receiver in the league. One of the only other corners to do that to Justin Jefferson, I believe, is Jair Alexander. That's because him and Jair Alexander face each other twice a year. They face each other twice a year. So one game, he gets got. The next game, Jair Alexander gets him got, and Jair Alexander is a phenomenal corner. You agree with that, Caleb? Jair, you a big fan of him?
Yeah, he's pretty. I mean, he had a great year last year, but for most of his career, he's looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, so like Dory Jackson having a great game against Dory Jackson in that playoff game, it really shows how he's damn good. It's just that we're so excited about these young corners, we forget about number 22. And if 22, he's cornerback one right now. The battle is for cornerback two. In the future, when Adoree gets older, he stops being cornerback one, and then you move Deontay Banks or Cordell Flott or Trey Hawkins into those slots. I'm a big fan of Cordell Flott. Let's not forget about Cordell Flott. Cordell Flott was the youngest player in the NFL last year. Barely turned 20. He's barely 21. He can finally drink a beer legally. And he is he is Wink Martindale's corner. He's a bump and run, man-to-man corner. That's what they did at LSU, and that's what he wants to do. And you know what? I'm a big fan of those three corners that we draft. Those three young corners. Him, Banks, and Hawkins. They're showing out, and I'm loving it. And Cordell Flott showed a lot of good signs last year in certain games. But now the one thing I'm really worried about is the safety position, right? We have Xavier McKinney, the X-Men, playing one position, but who's going to be his running mate? Is it going to be Javarius Owens? Is it going to be Dane Belton? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? I don't know. That's a key. That's a question mark that I have. Who's going to be Xavier McKinney's running mate? And then a lot of people, they're using. I saw this video of Saquon Barkley cooking Bobby Okereke. But I'm like, of course he cooked Bobby Okereke. That's what Saquon Barkley does. Not a lot of linebackers can guard Saquon Barkley. And not a lot of running backs are like Saquon Barkley. So Bobby Okereke is going to be completely fine. So we're good on that one. Another big thing that's coming out is Daniel Jones and Jalen Hyatt are meshing. They are getting on the same page. Jalen Hyatt being the third-round pick receiver we drafted out of Tennessee, aka so-called the one-trick pony, even though he's not a one-trick pony. He just had to only run posts and goes in that Josh Heupel system at Tennessee. But that does not mean he cannot run other routes, because it's in this offense. Brian Daboll wants receivers to know the system. He is about receiver options. And Jalen Hyatt is going to show us what's up. That famous video of like, everyone knows what you are. And he says, what am I? So, it's like, what am I? I can run routes too. And I'm a big fan of this kid's confidence. I'm a big fan of the way he talks to the media, because in the media, the way the media is in New York, you got to operate carefully. Where he said, someone asked him, they drafted me to help Saquon Barkley, man. We're here to relieve Saquon Barkley's plate. Great answer. Phenomenal answer. And a great endearing answer. And I'm a big fan of this kid, man. I'm a big fan of this kid. I am so happy. I am so happy that I've invested in this jersey that I'm going to be wearing for the next 10 to 15 years. This kid is amazing. This kid is tremendous. He's amazing, man. I'm a big fan of this kid.
Let's hold up a little bit. I mean, he hasn't played a game yet.
I'm team overreaction, Caleb. I'm team overreaction. I'm overreacting right now. I'm overreacting, okay? All right? He's going to the Hall of Fame, all right? Okay? I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Exactly. We still got many weeks to go until we get to our first game. So calm it down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Of course I'm kidding. But he's taking a lot of good first steps. I'm loving the way he's progressing. But unfortunately, a lot of bad things kind of happened today in training camp. Jalen Hyatt has been the story all week, but today actually, Evan Neal is in concussion protocol. He got a concussion today in practice, so he's in the protocol, as well as Darren Waller dislocated one of his fingers.
How do you get a concussion with those things on their helmet? Like, you still get a concussion? What's the point of wearing the thing then?
I don't know what happened.
Isn't that supposed to prevent it? Is that why they look stupid for nothing?
No, it's supposed to, they're supposed to reduce it. They're reducing the percentage of getting a concussion, but they don't full out prevent it. As well as other news too. I don't know if I was good. We did cut Jeff Smith, the receiver. Like I told you, man, Jeff Smith is not going to make this team. He was just a camp body. But unfortunately with Jeff Smith, it was an injury designation. So he was injured, so that they cut him that way. Then we signed Donovan Jeter. He's a nose tackle, because right now, currently, Ashawn Robinson, DJ Davis are still on the PUP list, as well as Ryder Anderson sidelined, and Leonard Williams is getting a couple of rest days here and there. So our defensive line is a little banged up. It's a little banged up on the interior, which is kind of something, make sure to, keep them healthy in the early parts of training camp. Then we can, make sure everyone is good. But another one, like I said, Darren Waller dislocated his finger. I think he was blocking. Then they popped his finger back in. Those always freak me out because what if someone, like, I always worry about someone not popping it back in the right direction. But yeah, nothing's really, out of the ordinary. There's still a lot of position battles on the offensive line. Center, left guard, right guard. So those three, Schmitz has the inside run. The guard positions are always up in the air. It depends on who's having a good camp. Right now the leaders are Ben Bredesen and Mark Lewinsky, as well as interior inside linebacker two. It's either Michael McFadden, Darian Beavers. They're fighting over who's going to be Bobby Okerike's running mate. We have slot corner, Dory Jackson coming into the slot. Well, then you got Hawkins on the outside. Then we have, probably Cordell Flott and Deontay Banks on the other outside. So there's a lot of we have corners that we can mix and match and play with, as well as Jason Pinnock. Jason Pinnock is he's looking like probably going to be Xavier McKinney. I forgot about him earlier because I brought up the rookie and the second year player because we drafted them. But Jason Pinnock has been playing very well. Had a phenomenal one-handed interception in the back of the end zone in practice, and I've always been a big fan of Jason Pinnock for the last year. He grew on me. We had him last year. I haven't always been a big fan because I found out of him last year, but he's growing on me, and I think he's going to be a valuable starter for Wink Martindale because, man, we Wink Martindale will start anybody. Fabian Monroe, Zion Gilbert, Jason Pinnock, you name it, he'll start it. We run man, bump and run, cover zero, cover one. And we need a lot of those corners. And a lot of those corners, that's what a lot of these corners are nowadays. They're bump and run, man-to-man corners. And, there's not a lot of Altron Werners, thank the Lord. But yeah, that's what we're doing. That's pretty much it from training camp. Pretty much. You really don't know much until you see them in action. So we're really gonna see. So I believe the Giants' first preseason game is Friday, August 11th. So on Friday, August 11th, that's when it happens. That's when we're against the Lions, and then we're against the Panthers.
The Jags on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Then the following week we got the Panthers, and the following week we ended off with the Jets, like we always do. We always ended off with the Jets. But yeah, man, I'm so excited, man. Football season's coming back.
And then week one, Cowboys Giants.
Week one. It's Sunday, right? Sunday night.
Of course it's Sunday. Why would it not be Sunday?
Sorry, man. For years, for a couple of years, we weren't Sunday nights. We weren't Sunday night's first game for a while because we weren't very good. So it's kind of I gotta get reused to being on prime time. Yeah. Okay, good. I don't know if we're gonna stream after that game or not. It depends.
I mean, we probably should.
We should. Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll think about that. We'll probably do it. One of us is either gonna be happy or sad. It's just like that Monday night game. Yeah. But then
we all know who's gonna be happy. We know who's gonna be happy.
It's gonna be me this time because I have to get a win at least.
No. Yeah, definitely.
Get at least a win. But then in 2 weeks we play Thursday night against the 49ers. I'm actually gonna go to that game. That game. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go to that game. So I'm gonna see my football team live for the first time ever. So I'm happy about that.
Cowboys also playing San Francisco.
What's up?
Cowboys also playing San Francisco. You can go to that game too.
Nah, I'm cool. Why would I do that? Why would I do that?
We can't go together? No?
Yeah. I'm not gonna walk in. I'm not going to Caleb again. I'm a Giants fan. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. Okay. I don't care about any other team besides me. Right? And I realize, man, we have one, two, three. We have three primetime games in 4 weeks. That's insane. But of course we do because we're the New York goddamn Giants. Goddamn it. So yeah, hell yeah, we got. But I digress. All right, guys. Any other news, Caleb?
Now with the Cowboys, that's about it.
Nah, the Giants have been pretty relatively quiet. That's what happens when you have two finally competent and well-run organizations.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy happens.
Well, until the next dumb thing that LaShawn McCoy says, and then we'll have another news
Oh my god,
item to talk about.
he's not good at his job, is he?
No, he's terrible at his job. He's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah, you want to know somebody who made me laugh that I can't believe like he tweeted this out because it made him look stupid. Omar Kelly tweeted out he tweeted out a video of defensive linemen hand fighting, and he said, "In my 20 years in the NFL, I have never seen people do this." I'm like, "You've never seen defensive linemen hand fight? What do you
Okay.
mean?" Some of these journalists, some of these ex-players, like what are they doing? Like what are they doing? Like you've been following football, you've played football, and you say these things that make y'all look like like you're like asinine. Like I don't understand. It's insane to me. It's beyond insane to me, man. It's like, oh, I've never seen defensive players hand fight. I saw that happen all
I
the
don't get
time when I
that.
was at practice. I,
Yeah.
I did that at practice. I did that at practice. Like we used to have our hands like this, and we used to hand fight all the time. Like your swim move. You hit the elbow, you swim over, you hit you rip. That disengagement. You try to you try to slap the forearm away. You try to grab before they grab, so you can control, and then I like you. You said you covered the NFL for 20 years. You've never seen hand fighting? I'm lost, but it's all right. I
Yeah, I
digress.
get that.
I digress. But shout out to Joy Taylor. That's just cause. But Caleb, where can people find you?
You can find me at NFL Caleb 22 on Instagram and Twitter. Or I guess X now, whatever it's called, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
And then you can find me on this channel doing Backwards, betting the NFL on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. If you like making money, please join us and watch that show because we're making futures bets before the season starts. And then going into the season, every single week, we will make our 5 picks of the week, and we will make you guys money.
Yeah, Caleb, stay winning, guys. Caleb, stay winning. So watch the channel, watch the episode, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get it 200, baby. Bam. But on that note, guys, I'm Ferris Bone. You can find me at Ferris Bone on X, I guess. I'll probably start using Instagram more. I don't know. One day, maybe. But on that note, everybody, have a wonderful night. See y'all next time, and stay cool. Peace.